All right, today we got a new way of solving quadratics, something called solving quadratics by completing the square. And we're going to use this method when the quadratics won't factor. Factoring is always going to be the best and quickest way, but sometimes they won't factor. And if they won't factor, this is a great method to use. Okay, and here are your steps. After you see a couple of examples, these steps will make more sense. But first of all, we can only do this if the leading coefficient is 1, meaning our x squared term has a 1 in front. So like, let me do a couple things here. Let's say we got x squared plus 4x minus 7 is 0. Then it says move the constant term. The constant term is the 7. So the constant term needs to move to the other side, like that. Then it says take half the middle term. Half the middle term is 4, so half of it would be 2. Square it, which would be 4, and add it to both sides. So you're going to add 4 to both sides. Then it says take the square root of both sides, but I did skip one step in there. That's going to be 11, so we're going to take the square root of 11 and the square root of that side, which will make more sense in a minute. Then we just got to get the x by itself, and we're done. Okay, now, after you see a couple of these, I almost wish you would either write these down and read them after you see a couple of these examples, or take the video back and like see these steps one more time written out and see if they don't make a lot more sense. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. X squared minus 10x plus 7. Step 1, let's move the 7 over. So the first thing that's going is that 7. Be careful when you do that. It becomes a negative 7. I'm going to give you a great gesture for this lesson tomorrow. It's very simple, very quick, but I think it'll help you. So we're going to take half the middle. Half of negative 10 is negative 5. Square it. Anytime you square something, it becomes positive, so you add it to both sides. The key thing is don't forget to add it to both sides. All right, the right-hand side, that becomes 18. Here's the catch over here. The reason we do this, the reason we complete the square, is now I can factor this side, because 25 has two factors that have to be 10. You know what they are? Negative 5 and negative 5, the same thing the half was. So I could write x minus 5, x minus 5. I'm going to write it like this, x minus 5 squared. All right, now, next step, take the square root of both sides. Now the left-hand side's easy. If you take the square root of a square, it just becomes, the square just goes away. The right-hand side, don't forget your plus or minus. Also, 18 is really 9 times 2, so I get plus or minus 3 on 2. And the last step is isolate that x. So I'm going to move the 5 to the other side. I'm always going to put it in front of that plus or minus sign. So those are my two solutions. Now, I know it doesn't look like two solutions, but one of them is 5 plus 3 on 2. The other one is 5 minus 3 on 2. And that's all there is to it. Okay, let's do another one here. This one, remember, you must have a 1 right here. If there's not 1, you have to divide every single term by 3. So I'm doing 3 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3, 15 divided by 3, and then don't forget 0 divided by 3, which is still 0, which is awesome. Okay, I know it looks like it'll factor, but it won't. Let's move that 5 over. It becomes negative 5. That's interesting. And here we go. Half the middle. Half of 4 is 2. If you square 2, it's 4. That's what you add to both sides. All right. On the right-hand side, I got a negative 1. Over here, what factors of 4 add up to be 4? 2 and 2. So I'm going to put x plus 2 squared there. And now, 2 more steps away and we're done. Square root both sides. If you square, square root of negative 1. Don't forget, that was yesterday's lesson. That's I. So I'm going to put plus or minus I. You could put 1i if you want to, but I. Over here is just x plus 2. And the last step is removing that 2 to the other side. It becomes negative 2 plus or minus I. And again, that doesn't look like two answers. It's two solutions. All right, I'm going to show you one more. Here we go. Now, this one's not ready. I show you this one because people are they see the left-hand side's already factored. And they try to figure out what makes that 42. Don't ever do that, because just don't. All right, it's like you can't. You just can't. So I'm going to distribute here. I'm going to distribute the 6, make that 6x squared, make that a 12x equals negative 42. Now, again, I can't complete the square unless that's a 1. So I'm dividing everything by 6. 6 goes into 6 one time. 6 goes into 12 two times. Over here, I love the fact that that's already over here, because I would have to move it over there if it wasn't. Notice I leave an empty space like I've been doing. Good to go now. So half the middle number, half of 2 is 1. If you square 1, you get 1. But don't forget to add it to both sides. On the right-hand side, I got a negative 6. Left-hand side, what factors of 1 added to be 2? 1 and 1. If you haven't noticed this yet, the reason I keep circling that number, that 1, it always ends up back in your parentheses. I mean, always. I hope you're catching that pattern. Always happens. All right, square root both sides. The square root of negative 6, all you can do is take out an I to make it positive, and you need to do that. Don't ever leave a negative inside a radical. If I take a square to the left-hand side, it's just x plus 1. One more step, let's isolate the x. I'm moving the 1 over, making it negative 1 plus or minus I on 6. And there's my two solutions. All right, hopefully 3 of those was good enough. Obviously, you know what we're doing in class tomorrow. We're completing the square, so you'll see a ton more. I'll see you then.